Survey123 is a fabulous program to collect geographic data and get students really out there being true geographers. And it does require a few steps to get started. So the first step is you have to, of course, come up with what you're interested in. So, for instance, I do a couple of simple Survey123 activities. One where the students go around the school surveying where they find garbage. Another one is surveying the trees that surround the school property. So the one I'm going to show you today is surveying the property for trees. So the first thing we do is we discuss as a class what sort of things do we want to include on the survey. So we want to figure out what kind of trees, conifers versus deciduous, whether they're tall or small, questions like that. So once we've brainstormed what kind of questions we want to do, we need to create the actual survey. So we go into ArcGIS and then we click on our little widget here, and you can see Survey123 should be in here with all the other applications. So when we click on Survey123, you would be starting a new survey, but in my case, I'll just show you the survey that I've already created. So in this case, I'm going to go into the design section. And I've come up with a couple of different questions. So the first one is type of tree. And so I've got a drop-down selection of conifer, deciduous, or somehow other. My second question is it a mature tree? Is it a small tree? Or is it a recently planted tree? And then finally, we want to figure out where the location of the tree is, and if possible, collect an image. So once I have generated all of these questions inside of this program, I need to publish my survey, and then on my cell phone, I would go to the App Store and I would find Survey123 and download it. I would have to log in using my ArcGIS credentials, so it would be my board email and what you call it, or password. And in there, I would try and find my tree survey and download it to the phone. When I download the survey to the phone, it means that I can go around and collect data, and I won't be using my data plan. As you go around the school and you answer these questions at each location that you find a tree, and you want to be standing right beside the tree when you do the survey so that it's getting the best geographic location for that tree. Once I've collected all of that data and I return to the school, I'm on the Wi-Fi, I'm going to upload all of that data. And once all the data is uploaded, then what I can do is return back to the classroom. And, well, actually, let me just go into my content area here. So I would go look in my content section. And as soon as the survey starts collecting data, it's going to create a folder here. And in there, it's got all the information that was collected. So I'm going to just go in and take a look at the data that's come up. Now it's going to look like just one dot here, but that's because we're zoomed out. So we'll zoom into our location here. So you'll see that the trees have all been plotted out around our property. And when I click on any one of these given locations, it'll tell me whether it's deciduous, whether it's a small or large tree. And in some cases, I'll find an image that's attached to it. So I've got the picture of the tree. And of course, at this point, the students can manipulate the data to their needs. So for instance, we can make this so that the type of tree is different types of symbols. So you've got red dots for, conifer or deciduous tree, and blue dots for conifer trees. Or perhaps you want it by the size of tree. You want to see where large trees are versus mid-sized trees. And we can change this so it sort of pops off the page a little more so that, for instance, I've got a large So we can see where the mature trees are, then the small trees, and then the recently planted trees. So it's a great way for students to think of geographic questions, go out there, collect the data, and then manipulate the data when they come back to try and find the patterns.